I wanted to write a book that has an escape for people. I wanted it to mean something. I wanted yung message that is trying to, in a way, para siyang parable. Jude remained silent but listened as Estella recounted the feeling of loss and separation from her family during the great sickness that lasted for 3 years. In those long years, it was as if Estella did not know her place in the world. Without a compass or guide, she was left on her own. That one particularly was yung separation ko personally from my own family. Like, I grew up half my life in Philippines, and then I had to move here when I was 11 with my sister, and then we left behind my brother and my mom. I understand yung sacrifice ng parents ko on both sides, and hindi ko minamaliit yun or looking at it in a bad way. I'm just reflecting on how I process it as a young girl. Coming here, I reunited obviously with my dad, but I don't really know him that well yet because he left when I was 4. Just wondering if I can get a chai latte, please.
One chai latte.
Do you have oat?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. The instigator of how it all started was siguro yung pandemic. For 3 months, I didn't see anyone kasi my parents are of age and I don't want them to be compromised. So in that slowdown moment, madami kang parang hindi ka masyadong nag-aapura with everything. My life has been on this hamster wheel leading up to that. I've been praying about it and I said, like, God, gusto ko mag-produce or write a book because I'm a writer too. Pero I don't want to write a book para lang masabi ko na, hey, I'm an author. Art imitates life. And the truth is, where did I draw those ideas from? Some of it are actually my own experiences. It was hard to write kasi I was in a way revisiting some of my past traumas or reflecting on what happened with, how I grew up in the Philippines. And then I moved here and I left my mom behind. I was separated from my brother and my mom for a long time. Tapos adjusting the whole life in Canada. So when you put out any form of art book that's close to you, the struggle isn't just actually writing it, it's facing some certain things that in my past that I said, okay, are you okay with that? So this is a Scrivener. It's something I use for standard manuscript format, and then I start scribbling like chapter 1, maybe just like the guidelines. Para siyang sequencing, just like in reporting or producing a film, sort of the sequence from beginning to end, and you start filling in the details after. Adding chapter 3, 4, and then what happens is, you would write down sort of like a quick tidbit. And then in the characters, you can add characters and say character name would be, I don't know, Estella, for example. And then, tapos age na is, I don't know, say 28 or 25 sabihin natin to 28. She goes on an adventure quest to search for her missing family, and she reunites with her brother Eli. Madami ako pinagdaanan that's very hard, that I think I mentioned earlier that there's not a lot of mentorship that happened with me. So a lot of the times, parang lang, I was just kind of very ambitious, and I tried to experience, because that's how you grow, is you're forcing yourself to get the experience. Umuwi ako sa Pilipinas. I reunited with my mom. I took 6 months up to a year living there, and I think that helped me ground myself, because before that I didn't see her for 10 years. Lumaki ako sa Pilipinas. I left when I was 11. I didn't see my mom until I was 20. So there's a big gap of my life na para bang missing. To Kill a Kingdom, A Princess Must Have Her Prince by Alexandra Christo. So, Princess Lyra is Siren royalty and the most lethal of them all. With the hearts of 17 princes in her collection, she is revered across the sea. Until a twist of fate forces her to kill one of her own. To punish her daughter, the Sea Queen transforms Lyra into one thing sirens loathe most, a human. Robbed of her song, Lyra has until the winter solstice to deliver Prince Ilian's heart to the Sea Queen or remain a human forever. This book really resonated with me, particularly because the first time I experienced it, it was actually an audiobook. Growing up, I watched the Disney's The Little Mermaid, right? But ito kasi parang mature version of that, and it was highly recommended to me by a close friend of mine, and he said listen to the Audible. And you know, unang pagkikinig ko lang, I couldn't put my Audible down. Then because I loved it so much, I bought the book and I read it, kasi iba rin yung experience from hearing and reading. Ang maganda doon is parang may freedom yung reader to make up ano ba yung itsura ng world na yun, anong itsura ng character na yun. Whereas in film, they give it to you. Here's what this character looks like. Here's what the setting is look like. Pero as a reader, parang you can make up your own. And so that is what I love. That's why I love reading. And then hopefully they make a movie out of this. Or a movie of my book. I don't know. Ay! Ang sakit na. Shit. Okay, go. Even though it was hard, I graduated. Yay! And I interned for CBC, Much Music at the time. And tapos, couldn't get a job because it was a recession that time. So, I took up any jobs. Eventually, I went home to Philippines for an internship with, it's a Canada-Philippine project. And that changed everything. Bumalik yung interest ko sa Philippine culture, because I grew up in Canada already, so I forgot even how to speak Tagalog. When I was speaking Tagalog that time in Philippines, baluktot. So it's almost like, I was able to experience the tourism sites too, because growing up in the Philippines, we didn't travel. It's almost like parang bumalik yung resurgence of discovery and seeing our culture, our place, our food, our language. And then I met so many people there who somehow I ended up doing communication stuff. I was filming documentaries when I was interning. But here's the thing. The things that you're meant to do, you're probably already good at. You're probably already into it, even when you're young. You just have to follow those breadcrumbs. Like, look at what you're already kind of like God-given gifts to you and see how you can apply that. Because that's where you'll be in your element. That's where you will create impact. That's where you'll be authentic to yourself. Because humans are made to create something and do something with what they have and use their talents. It does say in the Bible too, if you don't use what you have, you lose it. We owe it to ourselves to be excellent.